A federal judge says Roy Moore's Ten Commandments monument is a violation of the U.S. Constitution. Good evening, I'm Barry Davis.
And I'm Kim Hendricks. A federal judge says Chief Justice Roy Moore's Ten Commandments monument will have to go. We'll have the latest on today's ruling in just a moment.
Right now, we're going to take you to the state capitol where Governor Siegelman is addressing a small crowd.
Because hundreds of votes were left uncounted in my opponent's home county of Clay, votes changed in 40 of Alabama's counties from Tuesday until Friday. And because this was the closest election, closest governor's election in Alabama's history, I asked for one thing, a simple recount, a recount that could have been done easily and quickly. Had the Republican district attorney in Baldwin County not threatened to put everybody in jail if they attempted to count those votes, we would have already had the votes hand counted in Baldwin County. Had Bob Riley not filed multiple lawsuits blocking a recount, we would know today who was elected governor on November 5th. Had Bob Riley and Republicans not blocked a recount at every single turn, today we would be having votes recounted. But it's 13 days after the election and not a single vote has been recounted. Right now, the question is before the Alabama Supreme Court. My lawyers tell me that we've got an excellent chance to win because the law is on our side. But that wouldn't be the end of it, because there would be an appeal to the United States Supreme Court or to some other federal court, and that process would take weeks or months to resolve. If we won there, the recount itself, the recounting of votes itself would take a lot of time. And every step would mean a lawsuit. Every question would mean a new court battle. A look at the voters list, back in court. An examination of the ballots, another lawsuit. To find out what really happened in Baldwin County, we would be back in court. If we could ever finish, only the legislature could determine and consider the results. A process that in and of itself could take weeks at best, and as soon as the legislature was called into session, we would be back in court again. As you can see, there's only one guarantee, and that's a long, divisive fight. No matter what happens in the Alabama Supreme Court, the larger issue will take months. That is clear. And that's what I've had to consider over the last couple of weeks. What impact this kind of legal turmoil would have on our state, on our state's future, on the progress that we've made. And I believe that we have made progress with Honda and Toyota and Mercedes and Hyundai, the thousands of jobs we brought in. CEOs from around the world are looking at Alabama now in a different light. And we've got 13 other companies that are already scheduled to come here in the next few months. Today, more families have better jobs, and more Alabama working mothers have more time with their children to raise them with Alabama values. Our dedication to our children is paying off. Alabama was the first state in the nation to sign kids up for the Children's Health Insurance Program. We've got 72 model early learning centers in Alabama, now getting kids excited and ready and prepared to learn. Our nationally acclaimed reading initiative has gotten 200,000 kids better prepared to succeed in school. We've removed portable classrooms and started over 1,000 new school construction projects across the state. I believe in Alabama, and I want more than anything for the children of this state to know if they stay in school and finish school, that a good job will be waiting for them when they finish. I want that with all my heart. And I love Alabama's children as if they were my own. This afternoon, I had a chance to talk to my children. Excuse me, Lori, our children. I talked to my friend and best supporter, my wife, and I've talked to many of you, my friends and staff members. And I've decided that a prolonged election controversy would hurt Alabama, would hurt the very people that we've worked so hard to help. And like you, I can't be a part of any process that's going to hurt our state and hurt the people that we love so much. Now, this decision has not been easy, and it has been painful. It's been painful in part because I feel like I'm letting you down, letting my supporters down, but I truly believe that it would hurt Alabama more to put Alabama through this divisive process. So for the good of the state of Alabama, for the good of our people, I am tonight dropping my request for a recount. Congressman Riley will be Alabama's next governor. And I have pledged to him that I will work to ensure a smooth transition. To all of my staff and supporters, while our campaign ends tonight, our principles will endure, and I will fight alongside of you for those things that we believe in. More and better jobs for Alabama's families, more money for our schools so that every child, every single one, regardless of where they're born or to whom or the color of their skin, every child will have a chance to reach their God-given potential through education. And to the people of Alabama who gave me this job, it has been great working for you. And I thank you so much for giving me this opportunity, this wonderful opportunity to serve. And so for tonight, I say good night. God bless you. And I ask that God's light continue to shine upon the great state of Alabama. Thank you, God bless you, and good night.
Governor Don Siegelman announcing what he calls a painful decision, that he is dropping his request for a recount, saying Congressman Bob Riley will be Alabama's next governor.
In saying so, he said that Riley's campaign would continue trying to throw all of this on the Republicans, saying that they defeated him with the moves with the DA right at first in Baldwin County, and then the Secretary of State and Attorney General Bill Pryor, and saying that the Republicans would continue to drag this out through the courts for weeks and very possibly months, and saying that he wants to do what's best for the state of Alabama. He doesn't want a prolonged fight, and or maybe seeing that getting some information that we don't know about that maybe does show that he did not win those counties.
You can see the governor again, if we can take the live shot, a room full of supporters and also members of his administration. And when we saw the room was full of these particular people, many of us had to assume that he was going to concede, to thank them and move on. And yes, he said even if he won the recount, all that could happen would be other challenges, other lawsuits, and the only guarantee, as Governor Siegelman put it, would be a long, divisive fight. So in his words, he said for the state of Alabama, for the people of Alabama, he's giving up his request for a recount, and he is acknowledging that Congressman Bob Riley is our next governor.
And seeing the other state lawmakers, some leaders, some Democratic leaders in the State House were in that room as well, and seeing them, and also hearing that some of those Democrats had said they don't want this fight taken to the legislature, having to decide what he thought was best for the state, obviously deciding to drop out of that race.
It took 13 days, but now we know who the next governor of Alabama will be, Congressman Bob Riley.
All right. Moving on now to other news. A federal judge says the Ten Commandments monument in the Alabama Judicial Building violates the Constitution's ban on government promotion of